Hey guys, and welcome to another video. My name is Bilal Ahmed and I'm a conversion rate optimization expert to coaches and consultants. Today I'm here with another crow analysis. So before I start doing this, I have to take this out of the way like I always do, that I'm not assuming anything here. I don't have access to the backend data. I don't have access to Google Analytics account. I don't even know the high level thinking and funnel strategy working behind this. Like I've got idea, I know what the funnel type is, but I don't know everything. So I'm not assuming anything. I don't even know how profitable this funnel is, but there are always a few, best practices that can lead you to your true north and show you where you can make some improvement. So there are two parts of conversion rate optimization analysis. One is quantitative, where you collect quantitative data, you do the user testing and whatnot, and you get access to your client's Google Analytics account, how their Facebook ads are performing or not, all that data. And we cannot do that here because I'm not working for Rudy. The second part is qualitative analysis. That's what copywriters are already familiar with, but full-on conversion rate optimization analysis, the qualitative analysis, it actually does more than what copywriters do. There is this neuromarketing part, then there is heuristic analysis, then you do conversion research and all that. So we're not doing conversion research here, but we are going to apply some parts of heuristic analysis, maybe chime in from neuromarketing perspective, take a look at the overall strategy, and where there is some room for improvement. Again, not assuming anything here, because Rudy is one of the most successful marketers in this vertical. So let's first talk about the funnel type. So this is a low price front end offer funnel. And basically, this type of funnel, so for example, Alan Seltenick, he talks about this particular type of funnel that people call automatic clients funnel, because that's the name of his book. The funnel is a cheap book that you sell on the front end, and once people buy that book, you show them 1 to 2 upsells or downsells, and then you sell them on your backend offer, which is anywhere from maybe $2,500 to $10,000 plus, right? That's how it goes. So it could be anything. It could be a book, it could be an app subscription, could be a SaaS, right? It could be a PDF, it could be anything. In this case right here, what Rudy is selling, so he's doing something very smart. The funnel strategy is off the charts smart. So he runs an agency in Mastermind. So on the front end, he's selling the agency offer, the done for you marketing, copy, design, and media buying. That's what he's selling. So on front end, it's a cheap DFY thing. He's not even charging what agencies normally charge. So agencies would easily charge you $2,500 per month for their own services, and that's on top of whatever you would have to pay for tech and media buying expenses, like whatever you would pay to Facebook or YouTube. So he's only selling a $97 execution. So he would give you ads, he would give you the design, he would launch them. But on the back end, it's basically the done with you offer. It's basically the mastermind that he's selling. So once you buy this offer, and I've not been through all those points in the funnel, but that's what I thought, that's what I know, that once you go through all those points, you are expected to buy the mastermind offer, where they offer you done with you marketing. So, and that includes a whole different level game. So there are multiple offers. So you help people with technical aspect, like how to build funnels, what tools to use, what not to. You help them with media buying. Okay, you're running ads like this, maybe you should do this and that, change this strategy, allocate this much ad budget per day. And you definitely help them with copy and high level strategy, like how the funnel should be designed, what should be the positioning and all that. So that's the mastermind. So this is the funnel. I think we are done with that. That has been taken out of the way. Now let's read the ad and see what's going on here. When was the last time you launched an ad campaign and got an 11x ROAS? I bet it wasn't recently. Let me guess. You don't have a team of world class copywriters and ad experts creating your ads. Well, that changes today. My ad team is now your ad team. We write the copy, we design the images, we launch them. It must be expensive, right? Wrong. It's just 97 bucks. Get a taste of what it's like working with world-class talent today. The offer stands until our work calendar is full. So here's my analysis of copy. Let's first start with hook. So on if it's a YouTube ad, what matters most is the first 4 seconds. If it's a Facebook ad, what matters most is the first sentence or a couple sentences after that, because that's the hook. So it's a pain-centric hook, and while pain-centric hook works well in multiple other niches, coaches and consultants, business owners, SaaS owners, when you're targeting people who own businesses, they mostly don't take action based only on pain, because they are aware of all that. They have been struggling with that, and their way of thinking is this: so just give me the spiel, tell me what it is, how you're going to help me. So if this is not a good hook, then why do I like it? Why do I think this is something very smart? The reason is that it's basically appealing the emotional thinkers. So this is where neuromarketing, for example, that becomes relevant. So there are two types of people: people who are under dopamine rush, people who are under cortisol rush. Dopamine guys, they are thinking emotionally, they think they are thinking favorably of your offer, they already like what they see, and they are very likely to take action, so they are your ideal target customers. Cortisol thinkers are people who, for some reason, either it's your sloppy marketing or overall sloppy marketing, over the top claims and false advertising going on in your particular niche. So those people, they're not very likely to take action. Their critical thinking is on fire. They're already skeptical of your offer. They've seen multiple offers like that. They're asking multiple logical questions. They're thinking logically, not emotionally. So what I liked about this hook is that the pain is subtle. You're basically pointing out the fact that people are running ads without making any money. So ROAS is not positive. You're telling them that, and they already know that, but you're doing it in a very subtle way. You're not hitting it very hard, and yet you're hitting all the emotional hard buttons, so it's a big success. But after this, for some reason, this ad, instead of getting better, it got worse. So in my humble opinion, I'm going to show you why. So a team of world-class copywriters and ad experts. Now this is, I'm talking about this here, right here, right? World-class copywriters and ad experts creating your ads. So what's so different? I've worked with agencies, in this space and in other spaces too, like one e-com agency. And all those agencies have these departments. They've got copywriters, they've got media buyers, they've got design guys, call it graphics, where you just create Facebook ad creatives, or where you edit videos, where you do animations, anything like that. So every agency has got those teams, those personnel. What's so different about you? So I didn't expect something like this coming from a brand like Rudy Mawer. So this is a very, 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 very generic claim. Everyone has got copywriters, graphics guys, and video editors, graphic guys, and media buyers. So what's so different about you? This UVP is not even a UVP anymore. And every market is uber sophisticated these days. So as soon as you make a generic claim with no specificity to it, you stimulate the system 2 thinking, the analytical thinking, where people get skeptical of your claims, and now they are not as likely to convert as they were before. So let me talk about that. So Eugene Schwartz, I think he said back in 50s that when a market is uber sophisticated, the way to win in marketing is via specificity. Not the exact same words, but that's what he said. So what happens is that people come to you in system 2. So one reason why marketing it has gotten so difficult, results are so rare, is because most of your leads, like 70% of them, I'm just making a wild guess here, they are system 2 thinkers, because they have been exposed to false advertising, over the top marketing claims, bro marketer way of thinking and executing things so much that they are not willing to trust anyone. This is why, so no one talks about that, but this is why marketing is failing. You are assuming that people are in system 1, where they are operating under good faith. They are thinking emotionally, they're thinking positively, thinking productively. They take your claims at the face value and they're going to take action. No, it's not the case anymore. It wasn't the case even 10 years ago, because there have been so much manipulation after the internet came, definitely. So it only got maximized. So much manipulation, so much so many over the top claims, false advertising, that most of the people, they are system 2 thinkers. And your ad's job is to take those system 2 thinkers and turn them into system 1 thinkers, right? So which is not what this ad is basically doing, right? Which is a hard thing to do, by the way. So that was my criticism. I got carried away a little bit. Okay. So bullet points: 2, lack specificity. That's what every media buying agency does. What makes you different? Yeah, so world-class copywriters and ad experts, copywriters, image experts, ad experts, nothing too specific. That does a good job of busting one of the most common objections. So this part is good. It must be expensive, right? Wrong, just $97. So some people, what they do is they launch ads and they keep the objection busting for retargeting ads. Okay, I would launch retargeting ads, we would be busting objections, answering questions, and that's wrong way of thinking. You should always be thinking proactively. Do launch a preemptive strike at all the possible objections, at least the most common objections. One of them is it's expensive. Second is it's not gonna work, right? So not gonna work, you've already handled that somehow, like to a certain extent, but then you handle this objection too, so this is very good. Then another good part, again, this ad gets better, is that you're using subtle scarcity. So instead of using limited time, limited slots, what people do all the time, even some of the most famous coaches and most successful coaches and mastermind owners, they use limited time, limited slots all the time. But that's not all there is to creating agency. They are still using limited time or slots kind of urgency here, but it's subtle, so it's good. Now to conclude, I would say that the biggest job of an ad is, no matter what system it receives the leads in, it must send them to the landing page in system 1 mode, which is emotional, impulsive buyers who are happy to buy if they get the right signals. So what a Facebook ad does or should do is make sure that no matter what system leads arrived in, it sends them to the landing page in system 1. Because you have to send them to your landing page in a happy, positive, and productive mode, or they're not going to take action. Facebook ad takes them from point A to point H, maybe. Landing page takes them from point H and takes them to point W, maybe, and the next page, that the job of that page is to take them from that point and drive them to point Z, where they make the purchase. That's how funnel works. So Gary Bensavinga called it moving the free line. So when you're moving the free line, you must make sure that every page, every point in your funnel gives more value than the last page. And to do that, you basically have to start doing it from the very beginning, from the get-go, which is what this ad has failed to do. There is no proof used, which totally amazed me, because I've been to that landing page. It's a very successful offer. There are so many testimonials there. You could have easily used some of them in this ad. Maybe you use some of them in some other ads for this funnel, but not in this ad, which is not good optics. So totally, absolute lack of proof. I mean, you could have used a bandwagon or herding proof. Generic promises, zero specificity. So you're sending people to your landing page in cortisol mode. So they are in the let's find out mode, which is basically not good for you. So I would like to talk about cortisol and dopamine before I start talking about the landing page. So dopamine is a good hormone, like feel good hormone. You are thinking emotionally. You act like an impulsive buyer. You see something good, you buy it. Cortisol is totally opposite to that. That's where you start thinking critically and analytically. That's where you get skeptical of the offer, and that's where you decide that I'm not gonna buy today, maybe never. Let me just discover this offer. Let me learn more about it. And if your lead has decided that they're not gonna buy today, but maybe some other day, you've already failed. Which is why, unfortunately, most marketing, it fails so miserably. So the example that comes to mind, for example, is that of a cat, maybe. So you go to a park and you see a beautiful cat, and naturally, being a pet lover, so you've got some cat biscuits with you, and you offer them to the cat, and the cat comes to you, eats some of those biscuits, and you have fun with each other. You play with the cat, and both of you go merry your own way, having some good time. So that's what happens when dopamine, when the cat is acting under dopamine rush. But let's say that a few days before you went to that park, a man or a woman, they went to that park, and for some reason they hated animals, and that cat came to that man or woman expecting to be, to receive some love, but instead of giving it that love, you basically somehow offended it. You basically somehow, maybe you snubbed it or hit it or do whatever stupid thing you would do, being an animal hater. And after that, when you go to that park, the same cat, it's not under dopamine rush anymore. So the cat knows that humans come to this park. Some of them feed me biscuits. Some of them love to play with me. But now the cat also knows. And by the way, it's already stored in its DNA that not all people are the same. So when there has been a bad experience, and you can compare that to bad marketing, the cat is uber aware now. Cat is uber sophisticated, right? So when you go to the park and when you offer biscuits to the cat, even though you've got biscuits in your hands, even though you're a pet loving person, cat is not supposed to behave the way it is supposed to. It is reluctant, it is afraid, it is anxious, and it is thinking, am I going to get those biscuits, or am I going to get kicked again, right? So that's one example that comes to mind. So your job, your Facebook ads job, is to make sure that you take that cat at its most miserable status, and to make it feel good, pamper it, give her biscuits, whatever it is, to make her feel good. If the cat isn't feeling good after reading all this copy, it's not going to like you. Conversion is not going to happen. By the way, I forgot to talk about the creative. Creative is very good, eye-catching. You know what it is, what the offer is. There are certain examples here. Then you know the price point, which is right here, $1.97, and you also know what it is, so it's done for you marketing. The headline is basically the angle is discount 96% off, and it's not criticism, just an advice. I don't know about the back-end A/B testing, maybe you already tried those angles, but one good angle that you could try is deep emotional benefit. So take a particular desired outcome of your target market and apply Clayton Makepeace's so what technique. Find out the deepest desire, deepest fear, deepest hesitation, and create a headline around it. That's one option. Second option is maybe you can use proof, which I don't know why this ad lacks it to so much. Maybe that's a part of strategy, because I know some people do that for good reason. I'm not sure. So one way to do is that you can use this particular type of proof, which is herding or bandwagon effect. Why 152 coaches cannot stop raving about it. So now you get people curious. You also create credibility, because you're telling them that 152 people have already tried it and loved it. So with this, we're done with that. Now let's talk about the landing page, and we're going to do a very wild thing right here, right now. So we're done with the words and critique and all that. Let's take a break. Let's try a quick crow analysis test, something that everyone would do in the initial stages of conversion rate optimization analysis, which is a 5-second test. So you give yourself 5 seconds and you read the headline copy on the landing page, and you ask yourself 2 questions. Did the headline tell me who this offer is for? That's the first question. Second question is, did the headline tell me what this offer is due for the target market? So these are the 2 most important questions. By the way, it's a very big landing page. I definitely didn't have time to dissect all of that. So I have only analyzed above the fold area, because that's where most sales are lost or gained. So let's just try the 5-second test. I've got the clock here. I'm going to reset here. I'm going to start it, and I would start reading this copy. Get a free $3,000 ad course, a free one-on-one ad strategy call, and an ironclad results guarantee backing it up. So it's already 8.51 seconds. And I know that I'm a fast talker. So most people, they don't speak at that pace. Most of your target market, those would be normal people. They won't be talking like me. They won't be as fast as I am. But even at my speed, it took me 8.51 seconds to only read this part. And that's what's wrong. That's the first thing that's wrong with this landing page. So again, going back to the theme here is making this offer no-brainer, because you would make it so no-brainer that people will buy it without giving it a second thought. And this landing page is doing a very good job of doing that, right? But the problem is that you apparently don't get the priorities right. So the first thing that people want to know, even though they have read the ad, they want to know they are in the right place. So what you do immediately is, you call out the target market. This is your way of telling them, yes, you're in the right place, it is for you. So you reduce friction, you take away some of that cortisol madness, and you give them some dopamine rush they need, right? But you didn't do that. Secondly, you tell them what this offer is going to do for them. Now you're creating trust, you're creating interest, more dopamine, less cortisol, but you didn't do that. This thing, by the way, is still fighting, helping them fight cortisol and giving them the dopamine rush that they need. But again, it's about priorities. This should have used somewhere down the line, not right in the beginning. It should not have been used upfront like the way it is. So that's the first objection, maybe criticism. So I won't call it objection, because I still don't know how profitable this funnel is. But the point again is, if you're getting 25% conversion rate from this landing page, who am I to say that you won't get 30% plus after making some quick tweaks to headline. I mean, this is not even a tweak, not asking you to change anything. Just move it downwards, like use it somewhere down the line, and have an attention bar calling out the target market. Then we're going to take a look at the headline complex, right? So the headline complex, it has a headline, then it has got a part where you use objection busters, and there is a pre-head, which right here it is the ultimate Facebook ads deal. This could also be included in pre-head, but so let's take a look at what's going on here. What I like about pre-head is that it contains the product name, unique mechanism. So I've seen so many coaches and consultants trying this, my 4-step system, my 3-step system, my 5-step method, and this is so generic and so repetitive that it's so lifeless too, and I don't think it's working. So it's good that you have a unique mechanisms name and you're using it. There is no messaging mismatch, as the headline, like this part, it says exactly what the Facebook ad said. Remember that the headline of the Facebook ad mentioned 96% off, and you are saying the same words, using the same words in the headline. So it's a very good job. But then comes deeper stuff. So this is these are surface level best practices. Yeah, you're doing a good job, but it could have been way better, and I'm going to prove it to you. So headline is A, rewarding system 1 leads dopamine rush, and B, rescuing system 2 thinkers from cortisol. So this is the job of the headline. Don't assume that the Facebook ads sent the users, sent the visitors in dopamine system 1. It actually didn't do that. Even the best of the best Facebook ads, they won't send all of those users, all happy and willing to take action. So it's stupid to assume that. So when you don't assume that, what you do, you make sure that your headline busts objection, takes away cortisol, and gives them dopamine rush, which is what they need to buy something from you, which is what you need for conversion. So this headline is somewhat rewarding system 1. So whoever had a dopamine rush by you would get all your marketing done only for $97. You're doing it again for them, which is all good. But the second part of job, which is very important, was to take away cortisol from those people and replace it with dopamine. This headline is not doing this at all. So how do you do that? For example, you do that with objection busters, and you're not using them here. So this part, in most landing pages, what we see here is objection busters, like even ifs, withouts, doesn't matter. So something like this. Because your market is disqualifying itself as well. So they're not just disqualifying you. They're thinking, okay, would I be able to pull this off? I'm not a tech junkie. I never ran an online business successfully. So my coaching business is in a rut. Would I be able to do something about it? And you have to tell them, yes, you would be able to achieve XYZ even if you're not a tech junkie. You would be able to do ABC even if you never ran a successful online business. That's what you should do in this area. What you are doing is also objection busting, like guaranteeing them, you're removing friction. But this thing is not very smart. So I know what's going on here. Like, you're saving the face, you're making a marketing claim that is flexible. So 50 sales or leads. Let's say you end up giving them 50 leads, which is not that hard. You can tell them, okay, we promise sales or leads. You've gotten leads more than 50. There's nothing to complain about. But the problem is that this is unfortunately shallow thinking. So you're saving the face, but you're not achieving anything actually, because people who read these ads are basically business owners. Some of them are less successful, some of them are more successful, but almost every one of them has invested money in business. They have been running ads. They know things. They at least know what's the difference between sales and leads. So right now you've gotten them thinking. Is it sales or leads? which is confusion, which is them filling in the gaps, which is not what you want, right? So that was one part. Second part is, yeah, this part. Get 8 weeks of mentoring and coaching to teach you how to scale your brand new ads. But before I start talking about that, yeah, I was missing out on something. So I said your landing page's job is to take people in these two different systems, 1 and 2, and make sure that you reward system 1 and you take people out of system 2, which is cortisol, which is being skeptical, being analytical, being logical, and send them back to system 1, which is being emotional and happy and willing to buy. So let's say 10 people clicked your Facebook ad and came to this lander, right? 10 people. And out of those 10, 3 people are under dopamine rush. They are very happy about marketing done for them for only $97. You are very likely to turn at least 2 out of those 3 people into customers. Maybe not today, but tomorrow, because again, conversion is not an event, it's a process. But what about those 7 people who arrived here in system 2, cortisol thinkers? So unhappy cats. Okay, unhappy cats, right? What about them? You have to do something about them, because that's the bigger chunk of people on your landing page. And if you're losing them, it means there are money leaking gaps in your funnel. It means you're not making as much money as you should. So how not to lose them? Well, today you cannot do much about them. You cannot expect to buy anything from you today. Today, it would be a big success if you only get them to think favorably of you, if you only get them to like you, maybe give your offer another thought. Yeah, it doesn't look fishy. There are so many testimonials, which actually there are on this landing page. So yeah, maybe in a few weeks, I'm gonna check this out again and buy it too, right? So that's what you should have done with your headline. If you use the headline in the right way. So I forgot to mention a headline formula that Alan Seltenick mentioned in his Nothing Held Back group. And I've seen multiple other coaches also using that, which is, you can call that emotional user journey formula. So it is something like this: how 1,500 plus coaches and consultants went from struggling financially to scaling their coaching business to 7 figures in a matter of only 3 months, right? And then you say, without spending too much money on, without operating on loss while running ads, without all the stress and burnout, because we were doing a DFY for them, something like that. So an emotional user journey headline, that's what you needed, because the job is to reduce the distance between click and conversion. And for emotional thinkers, that distance is already not that much. So you can easily do that even with a crappy headline maybe. But for logical thinkers, cortisol thinkers, system 2 thinkers, you need a very strong headline complex that takes them, deals with them like they're little children, makes a complete sales argument in this small box, in everything from offer to promise to guarantee to objection busting to time frame, in a matter of 3 months, something like that. Coming back to this part, this is all good. I'm not going to waste too much time on this. This is all good. What you're doing, if there is one thing, like multiple things, but one of them that this page is doing a very good job of is making this a no-brainer offer. And I just wished headline also did it, but it doesn't. But this is not the biggest problem that I saw. Here's something I'm going to show you, which again, like, I'm gonna give the benefit of doubt because I'm not aware of the back-end strategy and I'm not assuming anything here, labeling anything or judging anyone. But best practice it's not even best practice, it's sort of a non-negotiable thing, is to have your CTA button above the fold. Because once people have been through all this copy, so there are multiple pre-heads, then the headline, then multiple subheads, they have read all this copy and they're thinking, okay, what should I do? And you are lucky if you get some people who are willing to take action immediately without scrolling down, because cortisol thinkers will scroll down. But emotional thinkers, let's say you've got 3 of them out of 10 people who landed on your landing page, they maybe out of those 3, 2 still want to scroll down a little. One of them says, yeah, okay, I love Rudy Mawer, I've been seeing his ads, I love his personality, he's a jolly good fellow, I've seen his ads and all that, and I trust this offer, I'm gonna buy right now. What should I do? Where do I click? And then he finds out that there is no CTA button above the fold, and then he scrolls down, and who knows what he gonna find out. Maybe there would be something that won't click, maybe there would be something that he doesn't like, and then your sale would go kaput, which is not what you want. So you should always add a CTA button above the fold, which for some reason on this landing page, so here's the landing page, and you can see this is the above the fold area, right? Yeah, this is, I'm showing you live that I didn't lie about it. So you can see it right here, no CTA button. And one more conversion rate optimization observation. A lot of people might be thinking this plus is the button and they must be clicking it, like lunatics, only to find out that it's just a design thing, which is not good. So you shouldn't do that. And I don't know what, again, I'm not assuming anything here, but because there might be some reason for that. You cannot expect something like this from Rudy Mawer. Maybe he wants people to scroll down. That could be the only logical reason. But I haven't seen anyone doing this. So this is crazy. Like, it could be crazy good, it could be crazy bad, but it is crazy. And you scroll down, you keep on scrolling, you go through all the proof, you go through the guarantee, keep on scrolling. We went through I think it's at least 1/4 of this page, and this is when I see the CTA button. Yes, I want to save 96%. So when I click it, it would take me to the page, the next page. So this is simply amazing. This is simply crazy good, crazy bad, I don't know. In most cases it's crazy bad. It's very bold, I would say. So coming back to this page, and by the way, it's the same across all devices. So this is the desktop. This is desktop, right? Desktop above the fold area. Let me show you my cell phone. This is an Android phone. This is what it looks like on an Android phone. This is what you do while doing conversion rate optimization analysis. You check out the landing page and other pages in the funnel on different devices, and then on different browsers too, because you never know what your target market is using. So this is the Android phone, and you would see that so this is my iPad Air, right here. This is iPad Air, and you see something here, that the copy that you would see on desktop above the fold area right here, it's the same that you would see on the cell phone. So the last line is scale your brand new ads. Let's take a look at the cell phone. The last line is scale your brand new ads. But on iPad or my tablet, the last line is not visible. So this is also something that you should do something about. So this is amazing. So one of the biggest problems I see here is that above the fold area does not have a CTA button. Because we all know you need a CTA button, ideal target customers. Okay. So yeah, this is something very important. Read this. So even if this is intentional, maybe they shouldn't do this, because what you're doing is you've got 10 people Three of them are emotional thinkers, seven of them are logical thinkers. Now, these seven logical thinkers, they're gonna scroll down the page and find out everything. They're not gonna stop, right? You should understand that. So, for them, if you don't want to give a CTA button, fine, it's still not good, but fine. You want them to find out everything, see some proof, all the bonuses, all the free offers, get all hyped up, get out of cortisol thinking, get into dopamine thinking. That's all good. But your faithful almost customers, three people who liked your ad, who are under the dopamine rush, they need a button immediately. Not only you're not giving them the button, but you're compelling them to scroll down the entire page, like at least 1/3 or 1/4 of that page, to find out the button. So this is not good practice. Like best practices, they don't suggest it, but yeah, it might be working for Rudy. So then we come to the biggest missed opportunities. That's the last part. So this is something very important. This is high level thinking. So when you leave gaps in your ad or lender that people have to fill in on their own, you give them the control. Due to the absolute lack of proof, people are thinking it's a new offer and that's not worthy their time. So what I'm talking about here is there are multiple gaps in this funnel. So one of them I pointed out here. So if someone like me is thinking, is it sales or leads? I bet most of them are thinking the same. And when you give them gaps, it means you lose the control of what's happening. You lose the control of customer journey, whatever control you have, and give whatever control you had back to that customer. And now they are assuming, now they are filling in those gaps on their own, and that's not good for your business. So you shouldn't do that. That's first thing. Second thing is you didn't use any objection busters, not good. Biggest red flag is it fails the 5-second test. We've been through that already. I applied CXL's heuristic analysis, and this page answers some of the most important questions in negative. For example, trust and credibility. So this is very important. Heuristic analysis, there are multiple questions that you apply to a landing page, like I think 25 or so in total. There are different types of questions. So under trust, there may be 5 to 7 questions, and under safety or security, there may be 3 to 4 questions. So you cannot do all that, while recording a video, because it will take too long. But you ask some very simple questions. So for example, first of them is, do I trust what I see? On landing page, people will trust what they see because when they scroll down, they see all the proof. But the point is, the question is, why not use some of that proof upfront in the above the fold area? And I actually have it on good authority why some people actually don't use proof, and it might be a good strategy. So if you're not using proof in above the fold area, it's not necessarily bad. It might be good because sometimes proof distract people. So imagine that you are targeting, let's say you're targeting SaaS business owners, and you're also working with those who are offering, who are not selling SaaS, but selling some SEO services or similar stuff, right? And you've got a testimonial above the fold, and it is from a company that sells Amazon, what do you call that, AWS services. So that is closer to SaaS, but it's still a service business and not a product business. So I, being a SaaS owner, when I would read that testimonial, I would think, maybe this guy is throwing a wider net. Maybe it's not for me, but this type of guys, those who are offering tech-related services. So not using proof in above the fold area is not really bad. Good or bad, it boils down to A/B testing. It could be good, it could be bad, but maybe there are other types of proof that you could use. So for example, a logo bar with all the media features. So seen before, and then you say, something like this, like Forbes and Entrepreneur and Inc. and whatnot. Or you could use herding or bandwagon, like It's just a couple words, so you can add them to your headline. So far, like, here's how 1,579 coaches and consultants have went from blah 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 to blah blah blah. So 1,579, it's a very specific number, and it means that you have already helped this many people. So this was the last point that I wanted to make about the heuristic analysis, that it didn't answer positively the questions related to trust and credibility and safety, for example. So this is it. If you liked it, do let me know in the comments below. And if you're a coach or consultant who needs help with their funnel, who want a high-level thinker, a crow expert to chime in, take a look at the funnel and do a crow analysis, you can find a link in the description. Just click it and book a free call with me, where I would perform a live and free analysis of your funnel, Facebook ad and the landing page, because I cannot do the entire analysis, even only the qualitative part, even the surface level qualitative part, in less than an hour. And let's say you own a mastermind or agency where you help coaches and consultants scale their businesses. What you can do, if you need help with their funnels, you want a crow consultant to jump on those calls and show you the money leaking gaps in your clients' funnels and help them with their marketing, overall positioning and funnel strategy. Do the same thing. Click the link in the description and book your free funnel analysis call with me, and I'll see you there. Thank you.